nothing worse than sitting for hours on end in a horribly uncomfortable chair. We've all sat in an uncomfortable chair. It's just kind of part of life. But working for hours on end sitting in an uncomfortable chair is horrible. So I'm always in search for that most comfortable chair. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Vertagear PL-6800. It's supposedly touted as one of the most comfortable chairs. Not by Vertagear, but from other customers. So let's find out just how comfortable it is, especially compared to my favorite chair that I'm sitting in right now. So we're going to start off the video with an unboxing, then assembling the chair, and then testing the chair out. So let's get started. Because of the size of the chair, I'm going to avoid going all around it. It's basically a white box. Vertagear up here. The box gross weight is 71 pounds. The net weight is 59 pounds. This is an incredibly heavy box. Now, one thing I did reach out to them and let them know is they need to have handles on here. The box is falling apart, not because it's a cheap box, but because the people shipping the box have such a hard time moving it around, especially without handles. I'm sure they just throw it around. But anyway, let's open it up real quick. So first off, we start off with the 5-star base. Constructed with lightweight aluminum. Very nice. Nothing incredibly special about it. I mean, it is nice and aluminum. All right, so I'll put this aside for now. A bunch of foam as usual. And by the way, this is the white and black chair. Ooh, smells nice in here. So about the smell, one thing I wanted to mention is that this is made out of puck. Puck combines the best of PVC and PU fox leather into one, retaining the durability of PVC for everyday use, and then maintaining the softness of PU leather. So it feels nice. Now, I don't know if that's why it smells good too, or the fact that it was just sealed. Opening it up brought that smell out. It feels very nice as well. And it feels cushy. You can see the quality there as well of the stitching. And then this feels like a kind of a suede. And then the side over here feels like that leather. And it's not a white, but it looks like a kind of a pearl. And then up here with the Vertagear embroidery. Along the back, just that fox leatherette, and then up here, the Vertagear logo. This is a very well packaged box. These are not toilet paper rolls, though they kind of look like them. They're bigger. Kind of funny. And they have in a Vertagear box, a box of accessories, and I'll go over this in 1 second. Then they have the pillow. Everything comes wrapped up in its own separate plastic. This feels nice. Feels like a regular pillow. Foamy, kind of squishy. Doesn't feel out of this world, and it's a little teeny tiny pillow, and it's got a headrest strap to lay on the back of the headrest. Opening it up. Now this, while this is a zipper, it doesn't have that little tab, so they don't really want you to open it, but ooh, that feels nice and cool inside. Huh, okay. They definitely don't want you to open that, so just be careful if you do open that. But it also comes with the Vertagear embroidery, and then the strap is also Vertagear. Black on the outside, gray on the inside. Look at that, totally sealed in foam. The tilt mechanism Then this is where you can adjust the stiffness of the rocking, and then where you can adjust the tilt and the other functions of the chair. I don't know just yet. Pretty standard, but it feels nice and heavy and very sturdy. Just making sure there's nothing else in here. Let me move all of this out of the way and then I'll show you this. So, one sec. All right, just because I don't have a whole lot of room, I have to move things around. So this comes, that's weird. The armrest comes sealed. Okay, so it kind of feels like a regular armrest. Nothing crazy about it. It's nice that it came all wrapped up that way. We'll get back to this in a sec. Let me go ahead, undo this one as well. And by the way, this is not incredibly plushy, but it's not plastic. There is a little foamy in there, so it's not totally hard. All right, like the back, this is kind of that plushy feeling leatherette type, and this is the false leather or fake leather, and still feels very nice and cushy. And then a little Vertagear tab right over here. Now back here is where you're going to slide the back into. We'll get over this in a sec. And then over here, this little latch over here. Whoa, okay. Probably shouldn't have done that just yet. Okay, and then that helps it stick up. Now bringing you down here, you can see some of those silver accents, and then right over here as well. Looks like a little plate. Maybe you can etch your name in there or something. Then there are silver accents up here. Then we have over here the accessory box. So comfort starts here. And the logo right along the top. Nothing along the bottom. All right, the Vertagear seal of approval here. Oh, that's nice. Okay, 3-year warranty, extended warranty program. Then a free 2-year wear and tear program. Thank you for choosing Vertagear. We hope you are satisfied with your new gaming chair purchase. In case there's an issue with the product, please contact our customer service team and we'll be more than happy to assist you. That's nice. And they have their office hours, their email, and their contact us. In that little package was the P-Line PL6800 assembly manual. Basically everything we're going to go over in this video. Okay, this is the nice presentation. What is this? Pet hair removal. Wow, that's pretty awesome. That's included in the package. I'm impressed. That's awesome. Especially I have 2 dogs, so you know. All right, then they have their little screwdriver set here. All right, so this is the big old Allen wrench. So this is definitely nice. When we're done with this, I will definitely be keeping this. Then some huge screws that we're going to be using for this build. Those are tremendous. All right, 4 of those right here. Then the little side flaps to raise and lower the piston, which by the way, this has a class 4 piston. All right, and in the back we have, or on the bottom, we have the casters, 5 of these guys. Look like little racing wheels. Cool. 5 of those. And then we have the class 4 piston. Cool. So now we're at the point that we can get started building. So let's start. So step one, since we're going to be putting the adjustable tilt mechanism back here, let's go ahead and take off these here. Now there's going to be 4 of these, so I'm just going to go ahead, unscrew this, this, and this. And this comes tucked away in the chair, the little silica gel. Don't eat these. And then we'll grab the base. We can see right up here it says front and then points this way. And on the bottom of this base, it shows front and points straight up. So we're going to go ahead and place it right here and just screw them all back in. So like we do with all of our PC builds, we place all of them, one here and then one diagonally across over here. And then one over here and one diagonally across over here. And then we'll go ahead and screw them in. Diagonally again. Moving this aside just for right now. Then we'll just go ahead and place all of the casters inside of their holes. So we'll push this metal right through here. Wow, that's the easiest I've ever slid in. They're typically a little difficult. That's seriously the easiest I've ever slid in. Then we'll grab the piston, make sure to take this piece of plastic off and just drop it right in there. Now putting the chair back down here, face down, we'll grab the 5-star base, just slide that right into place. Then we'll go ahead and flip it over. Now this is nice. It has 2 little grooves right over here, one here and one over here, where you can just slide the backrest into this and this on the chair. And instead of having to slide it and then align it and then screw it in, it's already aligned. So that's pretty awesome. So now grabbing that backrest, and it should be easy enough to just drag and drop. You might have to do a little aligning. All right, that's pretty easy. So now we're going to go ahead and grab these screws and then use this little screwdriver, this Allen wrench. I'm not going to put that in 100% just yet. Going to go ahead then also put in the other one. Maybe that's about 50%. Spin it around. And I don't really need to use the Allen wrench just yet. So as you're pushing it in, you might have to adjust it a little bit to find that groove where that hole goes into. There we go. I just had to push the chair in, push the chair down completely. And then we'll do the same thing. Maybe about 50% screwed in. Then on the very last one, we'll go ahead and tighten it all the way and then take care of the other 3. Yeah, I need to get back to this because it doesn't feel like it's right. See, this one is going in correctly, but this one just doesn't seem to go in correctly. I'll come back to that a little bit later on. And then we can just come over here and place the strap over the headrest. Make sure it's nice. And then over here we can just raise and lower the headrest. Now this is a step I did miss where we put the little paddles on the side of the chair. Like right here you can see it says A. This one says B, so we won't be using this one. This one right over here shows the A, so we can go ahead and let's see. Then there are also little grooves right over here. You can see a little piece here and a little piece here. And that's going to go ahead and align with the grooves over here. And then just push it in. Goes in very easily. And then this is going to be, let's see, to raise and lower the seat. And we'll go over this in more detail in a second. And then see how this one says B, and that aligns with the B right over here. And just pushing that groove, and that's going to be for the backrest. But since it's already all the way up, you're not going to see anything right now. The Vertagear PL6800. I've been using it now for about 2 weeks. So obviously not a straight 2 weeks, but from the point I got the chair till now, it's been 2 weeks. And in that time, I sit in the chair for hours and hours. I do a lot of research and development. I do a lot of video editing, replying to all of your comments and concerns, a lot of photo editing, and then of course, a lot of overall writing descriptions, posts, and all that good stuff. So aside from my day job, my night job, I sit too. Now, gaming chairs are typically not known for their comfort, but I can tell you that's not true with this chair. The lumbar support, for example, I have a bad back. I've always had a bad back, but all the curves that the chair has are in the perfect spot so that you could sit perfectly still, perfectly straight for hours and hours, and your back's not going to be killing you. And that's incredibly important. Of course, the main purpose aside from your back is the seat. How comfortable is the seat? Out of all the gaming chairs I've ever sat in, even the main gear, this is the most comfortable. This knocks the main gear out, and this takes the #1 crown. The main gear is now a #2. It's still a great chair, but this chair is amazing. The main gear now, when I sit in it after having sit in this seat, feels very hard. Still comfortable, but still very hard. Mind you, it's a 4-year-old chair, so the fact that it still feels hard, and not hard like concrete, but the foam itself is hard, says a lot about the quality of that chair. But this chair, when I sit in it, I sink in a little tiny bit coming from the other chair, and it just makes it feel that much more comfortable. So for their lumbar support, they have the UPHR foam. Ultra precision, high resilience foam. Now, aside from the foam, they have these 4 little cubes that they call their Contour Max that aid in the comfort level, and it feels amazing. So it's not real leather, it's what they call puck leather. It's a mix between PVC and PU leather, and it feels great, and then when you open it for the first time, it smells awesome. Aside from the puck leather, the other material they call their Hygiene X, actually partially made of coffee grounds, it feels great. It kind of feels like a kind of a pleather, and I really like the way it feels. Maybe that added a little bit to how awesome that smelled. The coffee does help. So the other part of the comfort, again, is the seat and what they call their Vertagear seat. And it's like different, they're not coils, but they're pieces of foam kind of shaped like hexagons, and they help in the comfort level of the chair. And it's not foam, just a slab, but again, as I mentioned, little pillars of foam shaped in hexagons, and it feels really nice. The other part about the comfort, although we can't tell because we can't see through it, it does have a steel frame. That's to help in the durability of the chair. Now, I mentioned it during the assembly of the chair, but it does come with a Class 4 gas lift, and then the casters are Penta RSI casters, so they look like racing wheels as well. And I haven't had any issues with them. They're not as nice as like the rollerblade wheels kind of chairs, but they still feel great. The chair is meant for people that are between 5'9" and 6'8", but I'm 5'6", and the chair is amazing for me, so I can tell you those are just their height recommendations, but being that I'm shorter than that, it still feels great. Then aside from that, this chair will take up to 400 pounds. I've lost a lot of weight, I'm down to 235, but if you did get close to that 400, you'd still be safe. Now, from the bottom of the chair to the very top is about 36 inches. From the back all the way to where the back of your knees will hit is about 20.5 inches. The width here is 21.5 inches. Shoulder width is 22 inches. And then one very important thing for me is I like to sit with my legs crossed like this, and This chair lends itself very well to it. You don't have to make any kind of uncomfortable moves to get in. Just sit down, cross your legs, and you're good to go. Aside from crossing your legs, along the side here, if you remember that little handle we put on the side over here, that locks the chair so that you can't rock. Pushing this down, now you can rock back and forward, and then coming around. This is the one that you can use so that you can raise and lower the seat. Now it's all the way lowered, and all the way lowered from the ground up is about 14.5 inches from the ground to the base of the chair. Now if we raise it, that brings it up to about 17 inches from the ground to the base. And then sitting on it, I am shorter, so because I am 5'6", my feet don't 100% touch the ground, but that's only because I raise it. Now I can have them hit the ground, but I have to push them down. If I'm just typing regular, they'll kind of come up, you can see. But again, that's at its max. I could drop it just a little tiny bit, and then my feet are all the way down. Again, this chair is made for people between 5'9" and 6'8", so it makes sense. And the armrests, they're 4D armrests. So if you press this button here and hold it, you can either slide the armrest forward, which is completely forward here, or back, forward or back. And then using this side one here, you can push the armrest out or in, different way to see it, out or in. And then using this side button again, you can either turn it in like this or out like this. And then of course you can do both, and then forward and back. And then using this outer one, you can have the armrest up or down, or you know, anything in between you'd like there, and you're good to go. Now with the handle over here, aside from these two paddles on the side, you can just lean the chair back about 160 degrees, and it feels incredibly sturdy, so sturdy I can put my feet up and I don't feel like I'm going to fall back, so that's another plus about the chair. Well, it's been fun. So I'm sure you've noticed during this entire review, the Vertagear PL6800 has taken the crown. It is my #1 comfortable gaming chair out of all the chairs I have reviewed. The main gear was #1 for quite some time, but the Vertagear has taken the crown. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you love the chair? Do you hate the chair? And of course, if you have any questions, leave them down as well. Now, since this is a gaming chair, check out this video up above so that you can learn how to build a PC for gaming, for video editing, for photo editing, no matter what you want to do. Iggy with ThisBytesForYou out. See you guys.